So hello and welcome back. It's been a while since I've done a One Piece video actually. I have been doing some research into like the arcs. I haven't looked at any spoilers, or I've tried to avoid reading them. I just was looking at the volumes because I don't want to be spoiled. So we're going to be, this year we're going to be starting with the arcs. So because I've read volume 1, 2 and 3 and 4, I've done most of the beginning arcs, but obviously I need to read volume 5 to do that, to finish the Syrup Village arc. And I have put my bookmark on chapter 42, which is where it stops. So I'm going to be reading up to chapter 42 today, and reading and reacting to it. Well, I've been wanting to read One Piece for a while, so I thought today we're going to be doing it, but I'm going to have to be quick because it's a Sunday and because it is about 3:30 and it's going dark already, because it goes dark really early in the winter, so I'm just going to have to make use of what light I've got left. I think it'll go dark in about an hour, so I'm going to be finishing the Village Syrup arc, and that is up to chapter 42, the next chapter. So from what I remember, there was a battle going on between Luffy and this pirate crew and Usopp was being involved, and things weren't looking great. So yeah, we're going to carry on and find out what's happening. So chapter 36 after them. So things still aren't looking good. So Usopp's like kid crew are running with but they are in danger from Django, who's been cutting trees looking for them, and Usopp realises this and he wants to go and protect him because he made a promise, and they're his crew and he made a promise to protect them. So Luffy sees this and he's like Usopp up the slope and starts fighting the cat pirates, and just a little battle going on, and then we cut back to Django and he's found the kids, and obviously the girl is like Kaya, and Kaya is burning up because obviously she's got an illness and she's just like, oof, and they've had to stop because of her burning up, and obviously the kids, so they haven't got much fight, but Usopp, he wants to protect it, and all of Luffy's crew see that Usopp wants to protect them, and I think they're starting to see that he's not really such a bad guy after all. He wants to protect them. He's got his flaws, but he wants to protect them, and yeah, I'm liking Usopp more and more. But yeah, we're going to move on to chapter 37, Captain Kuro of the Thousand Plans. So are we going to look at his back? I wonder, are we going to look at Kuro's backstory here? This chapter gives us the backstory to Captain Kuro's plan about, and it shows his motives as to why he left the Black Sea Pirates, and it's because he was bored of being a pirate and just bored of the reputation, because it seems like there was just hicks in his plans, because he seems to be someone who is very, very like methodical in the way he goes about things. Like, he will plan something to the extent where there can be no margin for error, but you can't, that's something that doesn't work all the time. So obviously, because Luffy is the hiccup in his plan, because Luffy wants him to lose, and even Luffy says that you built up a reputation for a pirate, that comes with it, and I've got much bigger plans. So he's one-upping him essentially, but he is both struggle. I mean, Luffy was struggling at the beginning because Captain Kuro is getting bored of him. So because Captain Kuro is quite a good foe for Luffy to fight, but Luffy does have a few tricks up his sleeve. But I do quite like this panel towards the end where Luffy says, I've got much bigger plans, and ends up getting Captain Kuro down. But I thought that was a really nice panel. It's just a battle between the two of them and a bit of his backstory, because he wants wealth and peace of mind, but the way Captain Kuro is going about it isn't the best answer. I mean, he's just bored of having loads of plans, but why did he become a pirate in the first place then if you're not gonna, you know, just end up doing that? But yeah, let's move on to chapter 38, Pirate Crew. Oh my god, did not expect that chapter. So Luffy and Captain Kuro carry on their fight. Then it does cut back to Kaya and Django and the children fighting, but the children are putting up a really good battle actually. Django, they're really tough little characters actually. They're managing to hold their own, and while Usopp and Zoro are on their way to help them. But so Captain Kuro, we learn a bit more about Captain Kuro in this chapter, and that he is a bit of a psycho. He does not care about anyone but himself. He thinks pirates are just stupid, so he's methodical in the way of his thinking, and he's selfish as well because he only thinks about himself. And then he starts using an all-right attack, and this means that he will attack everything he sees and he will not stop because he's losing the battle. So he was going to plan to kill everybody anyway because, like he said, he only cares about himself. And then this really annoys Luffy, and Luffy says, "Don't you care about your crew?" And Nami is watching him as she's moving some treasure. She's like, "Luffy, why are you shouting?" But what an actual psycho! Him killing everyone aimlessly for no point. Like, you called all your crew to help you, yet you're gonna kill them all for helping you, and that's a lot of people to kill. He's just not a great character, to be honest. There's 3 chapters left of this arc, so we're gonna move on to chapter 39, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Oh, can you tell it's going dark? Look how pale I look. But yeah, so apologise about the lighting. I'll have to try and brighten it up, but we've got 2 more chapters. So chapter 39 is really eventful. So Captain Kuro and Luffy carry on fighting. The kids have put up a good fight against Django, but they are losing. So Kaya ends up signing the will and hands it over, but then the kids come back and Usopp and Zoro get there on time, and the kids even say, "Well, we'll just lie here." And even Captain Usopp carried on fighting until he was all bloody because I think they really respect Usopp. But Luffy manages to get the one-up on Captain Kuro because he uses his special technique and he manages to stop him from killing everybody. And he even says, "You stopped me from making my pawn suffer." What made me laugh though was the fact that his pirate crew tried to root for Luffy, and this annoys Luffy, and he says that. He says, "Who said you could root for me? I'm going to get you guys, just wait." Because they can't just change sides like that. I really love this panel. It's just like Luffy just one-ups him here. It's just a great panel and showing his strength, and like he does know how to fight and protect himself and protect his crew, and just great character in all, to be honest. So yeah, we're going on to the last 2 chapters of the arc, so we're going on chapter 40, Usopp's Pirate Crew. Well, what a nice warm-hearted chapter. So obviously Luffy wins the battle, and I really like this panel here where he says because someday I'm going to be the king of pirates, because he wins, and then he says take out the trash, so the crew win. And yeah, Usopp rescues Kaya, and Zoro ends up getting to Django, so they're all safe. But then Usopp says to Kaya both and his pirate crew that his little pirate crew that he wants to keep it a secret and to keep people safe. And we get like a little insight into the village, and they're like, "Oh, Usopp hasn't come around because Usopp's stopping." But then we have like this little segment where he talks to the kids, and they give us a backstory of how they were formed and how they had such great times, and he disbands them because he's going out to sea. And yeah, it's quite sad because they've got a few dreams and he wants them to keep their dreams alive, but I think Usopp's gonna join is going to join Luffy's crew, so we'll see that. And then there was a bit where Kaya said there's something you can do, so I'm guessing they're going to end up with like a ship or something like that, because if she's rich and they went to her originally, she's going to pay them back somehow. So wow, we are on the last chapter of this arc. With the conclusion of that chapter, we're on chapter 41, To the Sea, and this is the last chapter of this arc. Chapter 42, that is the end of the village syrup arc. I was right, they have acquired a ship and it's actually called the Merry-Go. So this ship is the staple of the series, I'm guessing. I don't know if they might get another ship, but for the next arcs they've got a ship, they've got a crew. Usopp has joined the crew, really surprised, but like I said, I really do like Usopp's character, especially like the little hint to the little backstory we've got, because as Kaya and her like service member, her servant, are watching them go off into the distance, he tells them a story about how Usopp's mother was dying and he told lies about his pirate ship coming to try and get his hope up that his father would one day come back, because I think Usopp was lonely until those kids came along. I think he was really lonely and he was just trying to keep himself hopeful, and there's just like this layer of depth to his character that we didn't have before until this chapter. And yeah, he's definitely like a really interesting character, so I'm glad he's joined the pirate crew. And then Kaya says to a servant she's going to become a doctor, but I don't know if she appears again. I mean, the series is that long, we'll see, but I'd like to see her again because it would be nice to see like Usopp telling us some tales and seeing, so maybe in the future when the next arcs come. But yeah, like I think that was a pretty solid arc with some character building and another member of the crew, and they finally have got a ship, even though Luffy still doesn't know how to sail really. He's just the captain, so we'll just let him with that. But the end, so that is the end of that arc, but not the end of the volume, so I'm gonna have to just leave that in there until I get the next few volumes. So the next video that I'll be doing will be the next arc in the series. I think that is volumes 5 to 8, so I just need to figure out what chapters it is, and then we'll be reading that all together, but I just need to get the first few volumes. But as in terms to like the enjoyment of the arc, some of the battles were fun, like some of the character development was great, and I'm just having a fun time really reading all these chapters and just seeing like the character building and the world building. In fact, I'm just excited to read it more. I'm starting to enjoy myself more now, but like I said, really good solid foundation, and just nice to see the relationships built and the depth of each character. So that is it for my reading of the syrup arc of One Piece. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It is going dark outside, so I need to wrap this up. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.